balanced and active community in a strong business. Now, let me introduce today's speaker to all of you. A gold medalist in psychology from Jammu University, UGC NET qualified, currently pursuing the PhD from Manav Rachna International University and serving as an assistant professor of psychology at MIER College of Education, and also an academic counselor of IGNOU University. He has published several research papers in various international journals and published 2 books also. It's an honor to have you with us, sir. Before starting with today's event, there are some ground rules which the participants need to obey. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. Every participant is requested to keep their mic mute. Lastly, a feedback form will be in the chat box. Now, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much for giving me such an honor. So not much taking much more time, I'm going to discuss about the latest in developing field of psychology, that is organizational psychology. So as the word organizational is derived from the word to organize, which means to arrange the things or data in a systematic manner. And on the other hand, if we talk about the word psychology, which is the scientific and systematic study of human behavior. So collaboratively, we can say that organizational psychology, which is a field of psychology that intends to discuss and determine the suitable behavior in a particular organization, companies, and various institutions. So let's read this topic in detail. So give me a minute. I'm just sharing my screen. So is the screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So we had to discuss about the organizational psychology. So let's discuss about its introductory part. So organizational psychology, which is also known as industrial organizational psychology, is the scientific study of human behavior in the workplace with the goal of improving organizational effectiveness. This field applies psychological theories and research methods to address a wide range of issues, including employee selection and training, performance appraisal, leadership development, motivation, job satisfaction, and workplace diversity. So, organizational psychologists work with business, government agencies, non-profit organizations, and other groups to develop evidence-based solutions to improve productivity, human well-being, and overall organizational outcomes. Some of the key research areas in the field includes that is job analysis, employee engagement, work-life balance, and organizational culture. Yeah. So here is industrial organizational psychologists accomplish these tasks in a number of ways. They introduce reward systems, both internal and external, to help motivate employees, bonuses, rewards, including things like praise, while with external include things like bonuses and benefits. According to the Global Institute for Research and Education, they had explained that employees who are motivated work more efficiently because it is the human nature. If you are just providing anything to the other person, you are just rewarding him, you are giving him some benefit, he will obviously perform better in that particular situation for that particular company or organization where he is working. So industrial organizational psychologists conduct a wide variety of surveys. They use them to find out the customer demands and satisfaction. They are helpful in assessing employee morale, goals, opinion. Actually, the basic task of industrial psychologist is to assess and to practice the things which are actually needed towards the employee satisfaction in a particular organization. Industrial organizational psychologists are especially interested in opinions and attitudes employees are not comfortable divulging directly in their superiors. Now, the typical work settings of organizational psychologists include, which means where the settings where they are developing themselves and working actually. So they are just dealing with production and manufacturing facilities, human resource departments, corporate headquarters, colleges and universities, scientific research centers, or laboratories. An industrial organizational psychologist may also work in a government agency. A few spend 50% or more of their time traveling to satellite work locations. These individuals usually have a home office at the corporate or agency headquarters. So, being an organizational psychologist is much more important and creative job. Now, let's discuss about 6 specializations of industrial psychology. Field is much more important and is an employee motivation. As I had discussed earlier, that the basic task of industrial psychologists is to provide the motivation to the employees working in a particular sector, organization, or any multinational company. Second, employee testing. It means you are just testing your employees' capabilities, skills, and interest level that for which particular job profile he is much more suitable or not. Now, the third is the leadership. It is a very much prominent quality among all the employees or the recruiter who is just recruiting the other employees, that he must diagnose the other person that he is a full good leader or not. He can develop the team spirit, good leadership qualities or not. Product design. It is a very important point because obviously if an industrial psychologist who have to work in a particular company or particular organization, he have to be much more aware of the product design or whatever the product which is being to be launched in the marketplace is actually needed to be verified and accountable to all the platforms. Now, there is workplace diversity. Actually, the number of people who are working in a ratio to praise the performance level of an individual or the employees who are working in a particular organization to motivate them and to reinforce them towards giving their 100% outputs towards their company. Psychology. It is a very important topic related towards the psychology students as well as MBA students, that what are the basic fields where organizational psychology is being employed. So, first is selection and placement, training and development, organization development, and your work. Let's discuss these selection and placement. Selection means you are just selecting the good employees, the skillful employees for your company so that it will give the 100% to the company's profit. And placement means you are just giving them the right position for which they are much more capable of. And induction and orientation, obviously, it is a part of selection and placement. When the employee gets selected, in the last, you will give him the induction, orientation about the company, where he have to work and what type of work he have to actually work. Next is training and development. After the selection and placement, you have to train your employee. You have to deal with the employee skills that actually needed to be enhanced to improve his or her performance, because as in the given figure, there is a hierarchy. If an employee is getting much more reinforcement and good skills, obviously he will be at the top of one of the day. Design ways to determine whether training and development programs have been successful. It is a basic strategy hidden under the training programs, so that your employee gets oriented towards all the program which he have to carry on. Next is the performance appraisal and techniques, the performance which is needed to be increased of your employees. Next is organization development. Overall, it is a very important point, because if you are just training and you are just recruiting the employees, but he is not doing his best, how then your organization can be better developed? So all it deals with helps improve organization, often through increasing profits, redesigning products, and improving the organizational structure. You are dealing with the whole strategical development and the structural development of an organization where an employee is working actually. Then the last was your quality of work. So concerned with factors that contribute to a healthy and productive workforce. It all deals with your contribution, that how much you are contributing the best potential of an employee towards the company. That whatever he had acquired skills and training, that actually what he is delivering to his or her company in a better manner. It involves in redesigning jobs to make them more meaningful and satisfying to the people who perform them. And a high quality work life contributes to greater productivity of the organization and to the emotional health of the individual. Here the word emotional health is also used. It means your psychological health is also important while you are performing your work. Because if you're not mentally sound, then obviously you are not in a direction to provide a better results while doing the physical job also. So we had discussed a lot about how to develop the organization, what are the possible steps to develop the organization. But here a question arises that how an organization actually develops. So this given figure determines that relationship, structure, purpose, mechanism, rewards, and leadership qualities all helps to develop a good organization. If an employee does not having the good relationship with all the other employees or his job, then he will not be a better employee, and the organization will not be gets developed with the help of his efforts, because he is an isolated person, both physically as well as mentally, and he will not be contributing a good effort toward developing that particular organization. Now if we are talking about the structure, so structure is the systematic study of an organization. And if the organization is having the weak structure, having no cooperation, then that organization have low chances to increase in a future endeavors. Now, what is the purpose and mechanism? How you are building your strategies, how you are putting your best efforts to making your organization to reach at a top level, because all these things are mandatory to make your organization to reach at a global level. Now, if you are providing the rewards and you are having the good leadership skills, then all the employees can be contributed and can cooperate towards making a good organization, and helps to that organization to be up at the topmost priority. Now, we have to discuss about the five basic parts of organization. That what are the possible five basic parts of organization? So here is strategic apex is at the top, then the middle line, then at the third is operating core, and on the extreme ends there are techno structure and support staff. So at the strategic apex, the purpose of this apex to ensure the organization follows its mission and manages its relationship with its environment. Because as psychology intends to study the relationship of human behavior in his or her environment, that how he is developing with his or her environment. So it is very much mandatory and compulsory to study this particular thing at the strategic apex, that what are the possible mission and how an organization can manage the relationship with its environment. The individuals are comprising under this apex because all the employees, all the behavior of an individual comprises under the strategic apex level. Now moving over to the middle line, below the apex level is the middle line, a group of managers who are concerned with converting the objectives and broad plans of the strategic apex into the operational plans that can be carried out of the workers. Because in this middle line, all your managers, your HRs are locating and they are helping the clients or helping the employees to actually work out that plans which are developed at the strategic apex. Now at the third level, it is operating core. These are the people that do the basic work of producing the products or delivering the services of the organization. Fine. Here, the people are your delivery persons or the people who are actually working on the ground level are comes under the operating core. Now moving over to the fourth point, that is techno-structure. As the organization grow and become more complex, they usually develop a separate group of people who are concerned with the best way of doing a job, specifying output criteria, ensuring the personnel have appropriate skills. At this point, we are just adopting those people, hiring those people who are having the much more skills, much more technical skills to handle that projects, that work to provide the best output towards that organization. And the last, that is the support staff. The organization adds other administrative units that can include your cafeteria, services, mail rooms, legal counsel rooms, public relationships, etc. So all these people just comes under the support staff system. Now, we have to not exclude the much more important topic in MBA and also the psychology courses, that is the HRM, that is human resource management. So let's discuss what actually this word means, which is very much popular in day-to-day life. So human resource management is a set of interrelated organizational functions and processes, including staffing the organization, designing jobs and teams, training and developing skilled employees, assessing and rewarding employee performance, and maintaining and retaining employees. So all over, it can be analyzed that your HRM is a set of organizational structures that can help in your assessment of the clients, recruitment, providing the job designs, and building the teams all comes under the HRM. So today's organization realize their most powerful asset and competitive advantage is their people, because HRM deals with only and only on the human labor, that how the human can be employed to perform that particular task in a better way. The function of HR is ever growing in its complexity and professionals in the human resource management, which plays a critical role in adding value to strategic direction and culture of an organization. If you have to move over to the development of the organization, you have to be just start from the HRM. You have to be much more stronger at the HRM level. So, five basic areas of HRM are human resource planning and strategy. It is the first priority of the HRM because it is planning and um, uh, moving in a strategic manner, that how you have to cover up the long term projects so that our company or our organization can be beneficial. Now, moving over to the employee recruitment, selection, and interaction, we had already covered this particular thing in our previous slide, that the basic area of HRM is to recruit the employees, give them the selection, and provide them the orientation and introduction about the particular job profile for which a particular employee is being selected. Now, the third one is performance and reward management. It is very important because if you are performing day night are very good, but if you are not getting any type of reward or even a little bit appreciation from your HR or your boss, then your performance level will definitely decrease one day. That if other person is not caring about my thing, then why I should move further. Now, the fourth point is talent development and training. Now, you have to work over the skills and the training which you have to give to your employees at ground level, as well as at the theoretical level too. And the last is administration of labor and employee relations. That you have to work over the labor movements also. You have to deal with the employee relationships also. Now, role of organizational psychology in MBA. This is the prominent topic towards the particular students who are pursuing their degrees in MBA. That how organizational psychology is actually playing a dominant role in MBA. So, organizational psychology is a field that involves the application of psychological theories and principles to improve the performance in the workplace. That how you are doing in the workplace, that how you are doing in a well manner, how you are developing the performance level or increasing that performance level, or increasing that performance level so that your performance could be better in your workplace. That is the prominent role of topics related to organizational psychology in your that can help you and promote a positive work environment. Organizational psychology can be a valuable addition to an MBA curriculum. The course provides students with an organization, which is a change role. Now,
Everyone, please wait for a minute. I think the speaker had a network issue. He'll join back soon.
So with this, the organizational psychology is being developed at some organizations and curriculum which is much more relevant to the MBA students also. So you people have any type of query, you ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, is there anything you people want to ask? Otherwise, we should end the meeting.
Yes, sir. So I had a question. Sir, firstly, I would like to know what motivated you to pursue this career in organizational psychology? What are the interest areas or within this?
Okay, so for being motivating the employees, as I had stated that you could provide the bonus and reward systems to be introduced in your organization so that the employees could get motivated and they can perform better in a particular organization and they can give 100% of their results to be performing at some upper level.
Sorry, so sorry for that, sir. So actually, like if you are trying to motivate the employees and starting to make their performance better, there are some changes that you need to implement in your organization. What are the challenges that organization faces when implementing these changes?
Yeah, obviously it is a very detrimental that if you are just changing something in an organization, so definitely there are a lot of chances that all the risk factors must be at the place where an individual have to deal actually with that types of challenges. So these challenges can be the organizational structural change, because if in the starting you are not giving any type of reward system to your employees or bonus to your employees, then obviously there are a lot of changes that can be takes place in your organization, because if you are currently changing your structure, you are currently changing your policies and regulations related towards the practices that could be adopted towards. Yeah, Hassan, I'll share the PPT in the group. You can have the material, no doubt.
Sir, in the organizational psychology, how can we add technology to it to motivate our employees or to make the performance better? Can there be addition of technology, or can technology help us to motivate our employees?
Yeah, obviously, there are a lot of chances that if you include the technological advancement in your organization, so as like we had just heard about the term tele and busy apps in the earlier times, people just cover all the huge work with his manual force only. But if we are our organization, obviously employee gets motivated also that he can do his work in a better and efficient manner with the help of technological advancement.
So,
Okay, or we have to. Fine. Yeah, I had got a question. What role does emotional intelligence play in organizational psychology? Yeah, and can it be developed and applied at the workplace? It is a very important and good question. So, obviously, if we had to talk about the intelligent and emotional intelligence, so both are the complementary terms, because if you're not having the adaptability or the capability to adjust well in an organization, which is over the intellectual point of view. But if we are talking about the emotional intelligence, you're just focusing over your emotions, you are just focusing over your emotional control. You have to control over your negative emotions, you have to control over the stress and all things which are negatively related towards your psychological pressure and all. So if you are emotionally strong, then only you
That was a very wonderful knowledge shared by Vishal Dhogra, sir. I hope the audience learned many things from this session. Once again, I would like thank everyone for joining us and for the sir to sharing his experience with us, his precious time and knowledge with us. Um, I would like to request everyone to kindly open the camera for a snapshot. Kindly everyone, please turn on the camera. Again, thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. And if you have any additional questions, you can contact us by email or telephone. We are happy to provide additional support to you. Feedback link is already in the chat box. Please fill this form within 6 hours. Thank you so much for cooperating. So stay connected to us for new learnings. I, Shanshi Rai, your host of the day, signing off. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, everyone.